What's going on, folks? So, okay, so I wanted to share my experience training for 7 months in this Ironman, and this is for people who are just curious about how to either do an Ironman, or if you want to do a full Ironman, or I mean maybe even a half, because I started with a half. I'm gonna copy and paste everything, put in the description. But I'm going to talk about training and preparation, my plan, my overall plan, how I trained for each leg, and then my diet, my mentality, and then race day strategy, right? So, by the way, disclaimer, this is what I did. I'm not saying you should do this to become successful. These are the things that I did, and they worked out for me. So, I mean, use me as a model, right? So initially I did plan to sign up for like a Ironman 73. That was the first thing. Later on, I met someone at my practice, the pool where I trained, and he said, you know what? I think you can do the full Ironman. And so I believed him, and I think the week after I signed up for the full. But I think the 73 is super important, especially if you're first time full Ironman, or first time doing the full Ironman, or even doing like a Olympic or sprint triathlon. It gives you a good feel for what you're gonna expect. For my training regimen, I went on ChatGPT, believe it or not. I looked up YouTube coaching and all these plans. I was like, dude, I have no idea like who to follow. It wasn't clear cut as it was with when I did a marathon. So I kind of just asked ChatGPT, and I was just updating it every time I got injured. I was like, hey, well, I have a trip here. Rewrite my schedule, this and that, and if I was injured, I would say, hey, ankle injury, knee injury, it still hurts. What do I do? And it would keep on rewriting this plan for me. Also optimize for protein intake, carb intake, electrolytes. I try to drink as much protein, I think 2 to 3 protein shakes a day. Electrolytes after every workout. I was fueling like I was gonna race. Like I felt I stimulated race day conditions, so I would fuel as if I was in the race, right? That was later when I was doing longer runs and longer bikes. So what else did I do? Prioritize my training. I did not miss any days. Super consistent. You can't miss any days, guys. I mean, I was injured, but I still swam or I did something else, right? I rolled my ankle terribly, and I was out for a month running, so I would just I didn't bike for like a week and a half, but I was swimming. But just stay consistent. Keep that momentum, because if you lose momentum, you lose the motivation, and then it's going to be really hard to get back into it. You do not want to be in that position. I did a lot of hill training too with bike. So a lot of uphills benefited me greatly. I was not fast, but I was definitely able to keep my endurance for the whole thing. Also, a huge thing, do not push harder than you should, because you will get injured. I would push a lot when I ran the LA Marathon, so I ended up injuring my knee during the marathon, and I walked like the last 5 miles. You do not want that to happen, especially in an Ironman, because the race just becomes awful. So if you do have an injury, sit back, do what you need to do other workouts, and rehab it as much as you can. Revise the training plan. But yeah, I didn't roll, by the way, my muscles as often as I should have either. I didn't really recover, if you will. I do work like a 9 to 5 job, so, and I have to wake up like at 5 a.m. So I mean, my sleep schedule is tough, but it worked out for me, right? So I'm gonna go on to how I trained. I started out really slow in the swim because I never had any experience swimming. And so what I did was I said, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I have to find out. I signed up for this thing. I have to finish it. So I know that my city had swim classes, like a master's swim. So I went over there and I got coaching and I just kept on swimming, used paddles, the swim buoy or the pool buoy, I think it's called, and then the fins. And I would extrapolate information from my swim buddies, my swim teammates that I met over there, and I just tried my best doing all this information, as well as YouTube and Instagram videos on how to swim. And just by staying consistent, I got faster, I got stronger. Everything just took off, right? After 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. So if you don't know how to swim, there's definitely hope, right? So I stayed consistent, joined the master swim team. I did a lot of drills too, and I think the drills helped me a lot. But I think the main thing that I did that helped, that just skyrocketed, was just consistency. Okay? For the bike, I think I was super consistent with the bike. I live close to like these hills, so I did a lot of uphills. I believe this would help. I didn't train enough speed, so I wasn't super fast, but I did get really strong legs, which also helped me in the marathon. Well, I did these in, like, I kind of subbed for speed workouts, but that wasn't a good idea. I would have liked the speed workout too, but either way, I felt really good after both races. By the way, I did not have a trainer, like a stationary trainer, so it was all outdoors. And stoplights were pretty annoying, so find a spot where you can actually consistently ride, so that way you have a better idea of what you're dealing with. Now for running, I did a lot of trail running. I would go up hills, a lot of elevation gain. Zone 2 running, it wasn't really any speed workout again. I was more focused on finishing rather than getting a good time. I also did brick workouts, super important. Can't emphasize that. Your legs will hurt. It's what everyone would say, brick workouts suck. Yeah, they do suck, but they do help you. They help a lot. So they help me. But you just got to tough those out, and you just get stronger, and during race day you don't really have to worry about the pain as much. A lot of the running for the half Ironman, leading into the half Ironman, I was injured, so that was tough. And then I think a little bit even for the full Ironman, so I didn't run a lot. I just hoped for race day. Just an aside though, I saw someone on YouTube, I think he was a coach. It is better to go into the race a little more fresh than like overcooked, because if you're overcooked, you're gonna have a worse experience, as opposed to just being more fresh, or like, I would say underprepared versus overcooked. You're in a better spot to be underprepared. I think during my full Ironman training, I definitely didn't prepare enough for the runs. So I just hoped for the best too. I just put a lot of faith in those bike rides, and it worked out. It worked out for me. So I'm sorry, but also I do want to say, like I said, model me. This is what I did. right? So if you do have the time to do the run workouts, and if you have healthy legs, run as much as you can, follow the plans, but don't overtrain is what I meant. If you feel like, let's say, if you had to run a little more, bike a little more, swim a little more, you don't have to. The time and practices that you have stacked will benefit you in the race. I promise you. As that's what happened to me. So, nutrition, electrolytes after every workout. I train my gut. I drink a lot of water. I actually use salt tablets during the race, and like I said earlier, I fueled exactly how I was going for. I fueled like how I was gonna race. My diet, I drank electrolytes after every workout, protein shakes 3 times. I had protein yogurt. I didn't drink any soda. It's a pretty normal diet. Fruits and veggies. I did have Tailwind too, in my, this drink mix for the bike. So I did that during my bike rides, and my stomach was fine. My mentality, I did not know how I was going to get there, but I told myself I would. I had a lot of momentum going in these because I was just consistent. I finished the workout no matter how hard it got. Sometimes if I had to take a break, I had to take a break, but I just didn't stop until I finished it. I think the overall thing about this race was I wanted to just finish it. I just wanted to be an Ironman. So I don't care if I get like a super fast bike split. I don't care if I get a super fast marathon or a swim. I was just like, okay, well, if I finish this and if I make the cutoffs, I'm happy. And I was just trying to improve every week. And I mean, if I was sore, if I wasn't sore, I would still practice. That was just the name of the game. I tried not to rush during race day. There were times where I wanted to. People were passing me, but I said, you know what? No, this is my race. I'm racing it on my terms. I just have to make the cutoffs. If I start racing with other people, that's when my energy is going to get down, because my ego kicks in. And that would ultimately compromise the energy for my marathon run. Or if I were to swim, I don't know, it would mess everything up. So I just told myself, this is my race, and I'm just looking to finish. I meant to hit all of my targets for fueling. So I fueled on the bike. I fueled a little bit more than I should have sometimes, just for a little like security purposes, but it worked out. And I took electrolytes, these like salt tablets, every 30 minutes, because I know during marathon I would cramp like crazy. So these little salt tablets every 30 minutes helped me. I didn't cramp the whole time. But I focused on the race in portions as well. So I think that was a huge mental game for me. I couldn't think of the swim as 2.4 miles. I just thought of it as, let me just get to the next buoy. Let me just get to the next buoy. And for the bike, same thing. It's like, okay, 1 loop's done, 2 loops done, 3 loops done. Marathon, the same thing. I just loop, 1, done. Okay, 1/3 of the way there, 2/3 of the way there, and then ultimately, boom, became an Ironman, right? So if you guys have any more questions or comments, I'd love to answer them. But if I could sum this whole thing up into how I did this, it is that something in me believed, because when I signed up for the Ironman, I think I had maybe 3 or 4 months left of training, and I think I signed up for July and it was in November. The thing that drove me to say yes and to sign up was I truly believed that I could do it, and my willingness to try was bigger than my fear to fail. Now, I will tell you, and you could see the past videos before, dude, I was scared. I was so scared before the Ironman, but I did it. I still did it, even though I was so terrified. And I think I wouldn't say I overcame my fear, but I ran with it. And I think it's an important skill to have that I'm still learning. But sometimes fear doesn't. I don't think fear goes away. You kind of just have to face it and run with it. And then it, once you start it, it's over, right? You're focused on the thing. You're not even scared anymore. But my belief to become an Ironman and my willingness to try was the main thing. So aside from all this, 7 months, I wasn't a swimmer. Some people think they wouldn't be able to do this. I also bought my first bike too when I started training. This was all in April, and I did this in November. So I just had a strong belief, and it was a dream that I had, and it was powerful. It was I was drawn to it, and I just had to do it. So that's my story. So again, you can use me as a model, but everyone's different. I'm sure there's swimmers who haven't run marathons or cyclists who haven't swam or ran. I was a marathon runner who didn't ever swim or bike. So use me as a template. It's possible. And I wish you guys the best. I hope this is a useful video for everyone on the Ironman.